Alright, guys. We got 3rd anniversary info. New legendary finish half-corrupted fusions Masu and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. Both of them are just god tier units. That's just what it's going to be. I think they probably could be on the level of Android 18 and Zenkai Gohan, those two. They are just that good, honestly. So I thought I'd take you through the teams that you most likely will be seeing with the drop of these two units. Alright, so, well, first, I'm not going to be taking in any other new units into account. I just want to show off the legendary finish units right now. Okay, so first, future team. This is most likely what people are going to be running instead of God Key or powerful opponent. No one really runs powerful opponent. So here's your core, here is your support. So, and obviously the Cyberman is for the new character. So people are most likely going to be running this blue Trunks because he gets the double buff from this Gohan. This Rose, he's just really fucking good. He's one of the best units, in my personal opinion, on any team. Because he fits on he fits into the team so well. There's almost no other purple unit that does it quite like him. Especially the second year Zamasu. He just really pales in comparison as a future unit compared to this guy. And so let's run through the kit of LL half-corrupted fusion Zamasu. Okay, so he's red, melee type, God Key, future regen, you all know that. Okay. So he has cover change against strike cards, and he has ability or attribute downgrades and -1 to card draw speed reduction. But I actually want to go and see his full kit. So his Z ability, let's focus on that really quickly. Increases tag God Key, tag powerful opponent, or tag future, right? And so based on the past units, so let's just take the most recent future LL unit, this guy, right? He has a Z ability of 28% at Z ability 2 and 32% at Z ability 3. That leads me to believe these tags are all getting at least 30% for their Z ability 3, if not maybe more, because it's just going to be insane how much damage he's going to be doing. Okay, so when an enemy lands a strike card or blast hit, reduces the enemy key and reduces own damage received. He's basically a stacker. With every attack he receives, he gets his own damage cut, and he reduces their key, so they're not going to be able to combo too well. Especially against the Vegito. Whenever the LL Vegito comes out and he tries to constantly combo you with his strike cards, he's going to kind of make that impossible with this reduced key on hit. Right? And he gets Vanish Gauge up by 50% when someone switches. That's insane. Because even if they do a cover change on you, you're already going to be having like 30% in the chamber. So if they do a cover change on you, you're already going to be to like 80 to 90%. And it activates 8 times. 8. That's so good. Okay, when an enemy is defeated, you destroy their cards. That basically means they're not going to be able to do anything against you as soon as someone dies. So you can continually just knock them down over and over and over. This guy is so good. So just combined with his God Key and his Z ability, that stuff, along with all this future stuff, he's going to be hitting like a truck. He's going to be able to dodge everything. He's going to be tanking like a fucking truck as well. He's not going to be... He's basically an impenetrable unit at this point. Right. So now let's look at the legendary finish Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. He's green, Saiyan, Fusion Warrior, yeah. Okay. Applies the following effects to self when battle starts. So you don't have to do anything for this. 60% to damage inflicted, right? Just straight out the gate. Plus 60% to everything. Reduces the next damage sustained by 50%. Until the enemy combo is finished, he's taking half damage. And then he cancels any of their abnormal conditions. Like, if they have an abnormal condition on the start of their turn, nope, they don't. Like, with the purple Vegeta, the first year Vegeta, he just locks you in. Nope, he doesn't do that. Okay, applies the following effects to self when this character enters the battlefield. So, when you tag him in, he gets 5 abilities. 5. Restores ki by 30. Plus 50% to the damage inflicted. Awesome. Reduces damage received by 30%. Nullifies attribute downgrades. And nullifies unfavorable element factors. Oh my god, he's so good I can't speak. You can't use purple unit. Well, you can use purple units against him, but he basically doesn't have any weaknesses in terms of type when he gets in for 15 timer counts, right? And it activates 3 times. That's so good. He just doesn't have weaknesses, right? Alright, let's see this part. Has a special cover change that knocks enemies back. Performed. Okay, so he has 2 cover changes. That's fine. When this character is on the battlefield, applies the following effects to self when causing a character with... So if you're going against the Cell or the Goku, those 2 revive units, you get these 2 effects. So you restore your own health by 20%, and then you increase your Dragon Balls by 2. That means basically you're getting a Rising Rush, and then you're restoring your health as well. That's just insane. Just insane, right? Alright. So, Z ability 3, right? Let's look at this. Increases GT, Fusion Warrior, or Saiyan base strike and blast defense. Alright. Let's look at this guy. He was the most recent Fusion Warrior LF, I believe, at least. Okay, here, Z abilities. Plus 30% to everything, right? If he was released during the New Year's celebration, then this guy, who's released 6 years later, or 6 months later, it's gotta be at least 35% to all these with the Z ability 3. It has to be. There's no other way. He's just so good. And he's a defensive type. He's just not taking damage. He's also gaining... Okay, so he's already gaining 60% or 50% straight up to his damage. Plus, all of these buffs you gain from your team. Of course, everyone knows Super Gogeta, this Zenkai, one of the best in the game, right? Just straight up good. He was the 2nd year anniversary LF. He was one of the best units. He still is really, really good, but he's just not worth running too well on your core team. But he still provides so much support. Look at this really quick. Alright. He has right here. 28% to all this stuff, right? That's still so good, right? It's just the things that this team can do, it's just insane. You have double counters with these 2 cover changes, and you just don't take damage with either of these 2 units. With the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or the Super Gogeta, you just don't take damage. They have some of the best some of the best stats in the game that you could have. So, yeah, overall, these 2 units are just insanely good. There's no other way to describe them except for insanely good. Because the amount of buffs they get just when doing anything. Remember when the Broly came out and he just gained, attack whenever something happened. This is this Gogeta, just on crack. Broly has nothing in comparison to what he can do when the opponent does something. Look, 5 stats just on switching in. Just on switching in. And then he even has a unique ability. No one in the game has anything like this ability, right? He's the one unit to have. So if you're going against any type of Android team or any type of, like, say it was another God Key team or Sun Family, you could just counter that completely. Because as soon as they restore, as soon as, like, the Goku restores his health by 50, you already back up about halfway of what he already healed. The damage that he did to you just is nullified by all of the stuff that he gets here. It's genuinely insane. There's no other way to describe it. Yeah. See, this Zamasu, he's still really good, right? He just is a hard counter to regen, right? Because reduces health restoration. So any type of, like, if you were to gain health on death, like the Final Form Frieza, or if you're just a straight up regen unit like Boo, you just don't get any of that, right? The cover change, obviously good. And then every time he uses the Striker Blast card, own damage up, that's just, there's no other counter to that. You can't do anything about that. He's just constantly gaining attack during the entire thing. Because, see, it does not even say for timer counts, right? So this is a constant thing that's going on through the entire round. The entire match. It's just constantly attacking, going up and up and up, right? Obviously, Z ability, God tier, same thing. It's just they have the same Z ability except for different categories, right? I just really want to point out this when enemy switches, restore your own vanishing gauge, because that is such a good ability. It is so good. People often underestimate how good your vanishing gauge can be, but the reason that UI is so good, or the reason UI was so good, was because you couldn't hit him half the time. And during that time that you couldn't hit him, he was constantly gaining his gauge back. So he was just not able to be hit. Of course he was a glass cannon, but you don't need to have any defense when you can't get hit. So this is kind of a mix of, I'd say, UI plus, I don't know who else. UI plus the Vegito, I'd say. That's probably what I would equate this to. He's so good. Yeah. Alright, well, that's all I gotta say. Make sure you watch out and try to use some of these teams because they will help you climb the ladders. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.